Hello everyone, it's Monjima Datto and welcome to my second video of Python Basics. I hope you guys remember how I showed you to install Python and Jupyter Notebook in my last video. If you cannot connect the dots or have no idea what I am talking about, I suggest you to go back, watch my first video and then come back. Link is given in the description. So today I am going to cover these three topics in my second video. That is, what are the data types of Python and how to cast one data type to another one, and then what are the expressions and variables in Python. So let's get started. In Python there are 5 categories and 7 subcategories of data types, but 3 commonly and primarily used data types are integers, which is written as int, real numbers, which is written as float, and words, which is written as str string. But there are also other data types like list, tuple, dictionary and so on. So now let's jump to the definition page of all this. So data types are the classification or different types of any data item a variable can store or Python can represent. Basically, when one operation is performed, data type helps us determine what kind of result value or problem value is this. And integers data type can hold any kind of digit without any decimal or fraction portion like 1, 2, 211, etc. Real numbers data type can hold only those real numbers having decimal portion at the end like 2.0, 1.245 and etc. Words basically represent string argument value where we can write or get result of our required statement in words. Just like hello world, I am Monjima, etc. But remember, strings are only written using single inverted or double inverted comma, but you are not allowed to write them or use them both at a time in a single string argument. So, as we have done here all these definitions, why not go for some hands-on practices, right? To do that, we now need to go to the Python kernel interface we had created in the last video. So, let's go there right now. Again, we are here in the Jupyter Notebook file having Python kernel applied to it. And you can always check your kernel name here at the top right corner. So, before getting started with all the Python codes of data types, let me show you how to change its name so that you can find your saved file later so easily by its name. Just go to this untitled portion and change it to a name as your wish. As I am changing mine to Python Basics Part 2 and click on the rename. So it's changed. We are finally going to see how these Python commands work. You must be wondering how I have written these lines in bold format, right? There is always the option. Go to this area and you can find all these options to change your code cell to heading cell, to markdown cell, as I have written this using heading option. So now let's put some commands on data types. Let's first try to print data using print command. Just write here print and within bracket put the data you want to print. Let's say 5, and to run it select this run option. See, we are getting our output. But here you must remember Python is very much case sensitive language. If you write here capital P instead of small p and then run, you get an error. So always try to stick to the prefixed keywords. Let's prefix this. Okay. So here is our first Python command. Let's again print some string value. As I have told you earlier, strings must be written using single or double inverted comma, but never use them both at a time. So let's just try to print hello everyone and then run it. So see, it's greeting us, right? So we are done here with the print command. Now if we want to check the data type of our data, as in what data type category does it belong to, we need to put type comment like this, and within the bracket we need to put the data we are checking data type for. Let's say if I want to check data type for this number and then run it, so it's giving me the float output. If I want to check data type for this string value, let's see what happens. So it gives me the data type string as it falls into string category. So that is how you can run all your print commands and type commands in Python kernel. Now it's time to know what typecasting is. So basically, typecasting is a method of converting one data type to another data type if it is possible. Just like if I want to convert one integer value 2 to the float value 2.0, we will use the command like this. First, the data type we require and then the value we want to convert. So just run it and see, integer value has become the float value 2.0. But it's not possible to convert string value to integer or float value to string value. As we already know, there is no way we can convert a word into numerical digit, right? If I want to change the string value high to integer value, let's see what happens. Click run and see, it's just giving us error as we cannot change any word into any numerical digit. So we are done here with typecasting. Now let's talk about another data type, Boolean. So Boolean data type can only take two values, namely true and false. If we check the data type for these true and false values using type command like before and run it, it gives us bool as in Boolean. And if I want to check the type of false and run it, it also gives me the output Boolean. And here, like before, we can also cast Boolean data type to integer or float value. But remember, Boolean data type true and false can only take integer values 1 and 2 respectively. So let's see how this works. If I want to change Boolean value true to integer value and click run, let's see what happens. It gives us 1. And if I want to change this one back to Boolean value using bool command, see, it gives us true. So that is how all these Boolean data type commands work. But if you want to know more about these Boolean data types or other data types, I suggest you to visit this page for more informations. So as we are done here with all the data types format, let's now step on the concept of expression and variables. So expressions describe the type of operation you want your computer to perform. And there are two types of operation your computer can work on, namely mathematical operations and string operation. But I will just only go through the mathematical operation in this video. So mathematical operations can include the operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So not only just theory, let's try to code them. So first comes addition. If I want to add these three numbers, say 6 plus 7 plus 8 and click run, it gives us the result of addition. And remember, the numbers we are using here are called operands and the operation I am applying is called the operator. In this case, our operator is the addition sign. And then comes the subtraction and same rule follows. If I want to subtract 5 from number 13 and click run, it gives us the result of subtraction. And again, these numbers are called operands and the operation is called the operator. And then comes the operation of multiplication. The same rule follows. If I want to multiply these two numbers and click run, it gives us the answer, it gives us the output of multiplication. And last comes the operation of division. Let's say if I want to divide these two numbers and click run, it gives me the result in float value. But remember, when you put single slash in between two numbers, it gives the result in float value, as in 4.0. But if we want to get the result in integer format, we need to put double slashes between two numbers and click run. And see the difference? The above result is in float format and this result is in integer. So these are all mathematical operations. So as we have just completed our expression portion, let's go for variables. So variables are like a storage where you can store or assign your values. And to assign a value to a variable, we need to use one assign operator like this. Just for example, if we assign the value 2 to the variable x, we write it this way: x equals to 2. And here x is the variable and 2 is the value. So now let's go for some practical uses. Say we take here y as our variable and we assign the value 97.567 to the variable y and click run. So basically we are here fixing this value to the variable y so that in case of future need, instead of this value, we can easily call this variable y. Let's see how this works. If I want to now add 3 to this value, we can just write y in place of the actual value. Let's see how this works and click enter. So see, it gives us the result of addition. Just notice that I have written the y in place of actual value. So that is how all the variable things work in Python. And if you now want to check the data type of your value, you can also do that. You need to just use the type command we used before, and within the bracket you need to put the variable name. You don't need to put the actual value, you just need to use the variable name. So click again run and see, as it was the float value, it's showing us the float result. So here goes our variable things. So we are done here for today. If you guys have any queries or any kind of doubt regarding today's lesson, just put them in the comment box. So thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button and share it as much as possible with your friends, with your family, and see you soon in my next video. Till then, take care and bye bye.